The Rockets played another Summer League game over the weekend. They played Chet Holmgren in Oklahoma City, which was awesome that we're seeing Jabari go up against Banchero in Game 1 with the Magic. It's awesome we see him go up against Chet in Game 2. We've seen two games of Jabari. He's playing another one tonight against the Spurs. What have been some early thoughts after a couple of games with the Rockets rookie?
Look, I have some more concerns than most simply because when I look at Jabari, you and I both were in agreement he was the most talented player in this draft. But I thought that he was a little bit more polished than he has been, right? I think that he's almost been – there's one thing to say he was passive, that he just – because he's made all the quotes that kind of went right along with I just want to blend in with the team. And I also said that I was disappointed that the coaching staff didn't actually specifically draw up plays in Summer League to kind of get him some looks and get him to get some shots up to where he instead forced shots that aren't normally what he does. But I think when you look at it, you see how poorly he shot the ball against Oklahoma City. There were positives and there were negatives, but the one for overall takeaway that I got was he's still raw with a lot of work to do. Like, I believe he's feeling more comfortable with every game. I believe the offense will come because, look, that shot is not broken. That shot looks smooth, and I think that he will make shots eventually. But I think that there's more work than I initially thought to do for him to get him to where he can contribute on this team consistently.
Yeah, see, I agree with you that he's still raw offensively. He's not – I thought he was a little more polished offensively as well. Now, I actually was encouraged by his second game versus his first game. Like, he was looking for his shot more, was looking a little bit more aggressive, and I actually liked the shots that he took. He just didn't make them. But I'm not concerned.
Yeah, they weren't forced. I mean, he got looks. He just didn't make them.
And I'm not worried about Jabari's shooting ability. Like, that's not something that I'm worried about. He's going to make those shots most of the time, and as he gets used to the speed of the game and getting to his spots, things like that, that's going to improve. He lacks a lot of scoring ability. Like, he can shoot, but his scoring ability is not there. Like, attacking the rim, finishing around the rim, blowing by defenders.
Oh, we saw it in practice, but it's a different animal when you're playing against someone in a different uniform.
And his handles aren't where I would want him to be yet either. Now, he's 19 years old. Let's keep that in mind. He's 19-year-old with a lot of potential that I eventually, and he loves the gym. He's a gym rat. Mm-hmm. So I expect him to be able to get there. I think he's just going to improve his handles. I think he's going to improve his scoring. I think he's going to figure out being able to, getting to the elbow and rising in fire. I feel like he's going to get a little post move, like we saw with Chet against the Rockets, where he got inside, made a little move, left-hand hook, like from 5 feet. Like, Jabari needs to add those elements to the game that he does not have, whereas a Chet Holmgren does, whereas a Paolo Banchero does. Now, I do believe that Jabari's offensive upside is still as good as those guys, but he is more raw on the offensive side.
This is what the Summer League is truly all about, right? This is why we have the Summer League, as much as everybody thinks, well, this is going to show you who's going to be contributors on the NBA level next year. No, it's not. But this is exactly why it's right after the draft. Get your draft picks, their feet wet, as soon as possible against other grown men and other draft picks trying to make a name for themselves, because this is the level of competition you need to be on right now while you make the adjustment to the professional game about getting paid and managing your finances and understanding the travel and the grind and the shoot-arounds and all that stuff. Now, on a positive side, I loved his defense. I love the fact that he showed he can guard big, he can guard small, he can block shots, he can rebound, but more so than anything else, the fact that he can stay with smaller guys on the perimeter when they drive to the basket was impressive to me.
His defensive game's already there. Like, he's already a good NBA defender with a chance to be elite NBA defender. His rebounding is something that I wish he would have a little more aggression with, but we saw it better in Game 2 and Game 1. And look, we're nitpicking a rookie to death, and we're critiquing a rookie to death. He's raw offensively, but he has the upside to improve, and I love how much of a professional he is at 19 years old. Like, listen, he's 19 years old. You listen to the guy, it's like he's been in the league for 7 years. So I like that aspect about him as well.
Hey, guys, back to the video in just 1 minute. Before that, I want to tell you about Fitz Roofing. Fitz Roofing is dedicated to the loyal people of Houston, Texas. That means if you got a leaky roof or need a full roof replacement on your business or your home, or you want to get something done around the yard or maybe something around the house, they have the best warranties in the business, the best ratings, and the best service. They're going to take care of you every step of the way. Fitz Roofing, making a difference, one home at a time.
Here's the biggest thing to me is the way he can, his hip turn, the fact that he can change directions and he can go from, just flashing out on the perimeter to taking a full change of direction and then kind of sliding to stick with a smaller guy when they penetrate. I took some heat from some people early on in the draft process when I said he was an above average defender. And they're like, what do you know? And that's crazy. And what games are you watching? Just watch him and isolate on him on the defensive end.
You're talking about Jabari?
Yeah.
You took heat for which way?
The fact that I said he could defend. A lot of people thought that he was gifted offense. Oh, they were tweeting and texting saying, you don't know what you're talking about. He can't defend. And I'm like, here's the thing. Chet's a different story because we don't know how he's gonna fill out,
Mm-hmm.
and so basically, and then how putting on weight and filling out will affect his overall athleticism and his ability to have agility. I think from Jabari's standpoint, because he's people forget how tall he is.
Yep.
The fact that he's athletic and smooth, and he can do this change of directions and do the things he's doing. I'm not worried at all about his defense.
No, his defense, I'm fine. Agree. Like, to me, it's all about adding the scoring ability to his game and polishing his skills. He has a long way to go in terms of polishing his skills with his size, with his scoring ability. But he's got the shot, he's got the size, and he has the athleticism. I think he'll get there.
Here's what I'll worry about on defense, though. Just learning systems,
Sure.
right? Switches, rotations. Every team is different, right? But a lot of them, when they run defensive actions, it's all reacting to what the ball and movement does on the offensive end. But you have got to cover the backside. You have got to help the helper. You've got to do things that, depending on what college system you played in, it's going to be an adjustment for him. And I think that the Rockets didn't play a whole hell of a lot of defense last year.
And that's usually coaching, too.
For sure.
It's the coaching and telling the players where they need to be. And a lot of times it takes a long time to understand the defensive system. You know, you look at U of H that has the best college basketball defensive system that's in the country. It takes a while to get used to the calls, to the rotations, when you're helping, when you're not helping. So that kind of comes with time. Tari Eason, to me, though, like, if we switch the conversation, Tari, like, again, just 2 games and having really hot takes after 2 games for a rookie. Tari Eason reminds me a lot of Lance Stevenson, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, he is long. He can D up a dude. He's already very good at the rotations, but we'll see.
Okay.
But it seems like he is. He can get to the rim, finish at the rim. Like, he needs to be a little bit more consistent long-term with his three-point shot. But I love that guy.
I love everything he's brought to the table so far. I love the fact that so many people haven't even noticed him yet because they're so focused on Jabari versus Chet and Jabari versus Paolo. And they're all worried about the other guys in action. I love both of the other first-round picks. I love Ty Washington and what he's shown so far, his versatility-wise. He can make shots.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to need him right away. He's an insurance policy right now.
He's a project.
But I love the fact that the project that comes to with a skill set that allows you to do whatever you want because of his versatility and his talent, that's great. But from an Eason perspective, I told you coming in, this is Garuba with offense. This is what they wanted Garuba to be. But I don't even think anybody could have dreamed that not only are you going to get way more offense than Garuba, but you're also going to get a guy that rebounds, blocks shots, has a ticker to where he is fighting for every loose ball and playing everyone like he wants to basically get in their kitchen and shut them down. Now, the comparison, I don't mind Lance Stevenson from you, and also because of your basketball
he's
pedigree.
taller, a little longer.
Some Yahoo on Twitter said he's Kawhi Leonard. Okay, let's pad the brakes a little bit. Okay, Kawhi is extra special.
Yeah, he can score, too.
Offensively and also physically. But Tari Eason is a guy that I think that a lot of people slept on that could be a valuable guy in the rotation this year.